All right, welcome to another Fly Forward podcast. I am joined tonight by Glock as usual and Relish this time. How are we doing tonight, guys?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
I'm doing all right. Big Cowboys win today.
Big Cowboys win. Got another Chiefs win, finally looking like the Chiefs again.
Yeah, a nice Chiefs dub.
Yep. Well, let's start off like usual. What have we been playing this week?
Uh,
Um,
Oh,
dude, I this week I really didn't play anything. I had an anniversary Wednesday. I got into the Halo beta this weekend or alpha flight, whatever you want to call it.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then I'm kind of addicted to Rainbow Six Siege
Yeah, I've noticed
for
that.
some odd reason.
back into it or
I dude,
have you?
I played it for like a week, like 3 years ago, like just randomly, because I was like on I think it was on the PS Store for like $8 or something like that. And you
Mm-hmm.
got all the operators or whatever, and I played it for like a week. It was fun, but just kind of got bored. And then I got it for free with my PC, and I just the other day I was off for like a week from work, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna boot it up, and now I'm addicted.
Did you get the like Ultimate Edition or did you just like
No,
work in with all?
I didn't even have like the base operators. I had to play with like the recruit for like a while to get renowned to actually get like the base operators to buy. It's like
Ooh,
they wanted me to spend like $80 to unlock anything to play. I was like, nah,
80
Yeah.
bucks?
Nope.
Jesus.
no.
Yeah.
It's bro, there's like 24 operators on each like attacking and defending. It's wild.
Well, that doesn't make me feel as bad for like how many potential Apex Legends there could be then.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd you play this week, Glock?
Uh, this week, yeah, kind of took a break a little bit from gaming. Did try the new Diablo 2 game.
Mm-hmm.
Mixed thoughts on it. Didn't get too far. Not as far as you,
Uh,
but
yeah, I haven't picked it back up. I actually deleted it when I had to re-download Modern Warfare and Halo. I'll probably re-download it again, but I haven't touched it since that first week.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What about you?
Mainly I grinded New World a bit when it came out on Tuesday. Um, and then I played like one game of Call of Duty. I was like, and then played the Halo Infinite Alpha Flight. Is that what it's called? Alpha Flight? Something.
I'm gonna call it the beta.
The beta? Okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure which it was, but yeah, we played
that's
that.
what I'm gonna call it.
Played that yesterday. I didn't get on today, but yeah, that's gonna be our first topic anyway. So yeah, I guess since Relish and I played it, Taylor and I played it. What are your initial thoughts on Halo this year?
I am so excited.
Yeah.
I think I mean, other than it being a classic game coming back after 5, 6 year hiatus or whatever it's been since Halo 5, I think it's just a breath of fresh air for FPS gaming. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and we got Battlefield coming, new Call of Duty like we do every year. So it's just nice to have options
Yeah.
and it feeling as good as it did in the alpha state it is in or beta state it's in makes me really excited for December.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I booted it up and I heard that Halo theme again, I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
got me.
exactly.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, like when we were playing, I think the only gripes we had were the servers kind of being a little laggy, but they tested the 12v12 map. I guess it was the only one map for that. We didn't play another map. It was like
What game modes were there?
there
Big
was
team, big team arena, I think, and then just like the regular 4v4 arena.
yeah,
So it's like a
Yeah.
mixture of CTF, Slayer, and then there's like a can't remember what the game mode was called. Stronghold, I think is what it was.
strong
It's like
Oh,
it's like
hard.
Hardpoint.
Yeah, hard point.
okay.
I was gonna call it hard
So
point.
there's definitely more options to choose from, like what game mode. So instead of just
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And there was 3 or 4 maps for the 4v4, I think. So
I
Wow.
think there
it was a
was
pretty
yeah 4 or 5 maybe.
maybe I can't remember. Pretty good taste of what it is being in the alpha state. I'm sure there's going to be more flights. I don't know the schedule. I was just thinking about looking it up because I want to play it again. I should have played today, but
Yeah, yeah. The 4v4 had couple more maps. The big team only had, I guess, Blood Gulch, or I don't know if I didn't look at the name of it. I think it was like an updated Blood Gulch, but I don't think what I don't know.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
For sure.
Um, yeah, it felt great. I think playing Apex right before that and getting used to like knocking shield down before killing somebody helped a little bit, because I think I would have been real pissed after playing like Warzone or something and like, Jesus, let me unload an entire clip on this guy.
Yeah, you forget how different
Yeah.
Halo gunfights are than like a regular typical Call of Duty gunfight that you have. It's just, the 4 bullet time to kill and it's done in Call of Duty. Whether it's like you start your fight off with a grenade and then you put a
Yeah.
clip in and then you melee.
Yep. Yep. They had so many tips on there where it was like the golden triangle melee grenade
Mm,
shoot and all
yeah.
that. That Blood Gulch map, I think that gave us a good taste of a potential BR, because they kept dropping stuff in every so often. So like that gave me kind of some hope on maybe seeing something if they do decide to do that, which I feel like they are, but it's very weird.
I feel like the way games are trending, every FPS, whatever you want to call it, is going to do a battle royale
Yeah.
sort of game mode, whether it's actually a BR
Yeah.
or what it is, like whether it's like a resurgence kind of thing, or
Yeah.
every game's gonna do a BR from here on out. I mean, even Battlefield 5 threw one in late. I'm pretty sure, if I could be talking
Yeah.
crazy, but I'm pretty sure they did something like it. So I would imagine Halo does. I don't think they need
Mm.
to survive, but I mean, I'm not against it. Would fully love to play one. I think it would play well. It'd play just kind of like Apex, I feel like, but
Yeah.
um, a little less dependent on abilities rather than just actual gun skill, which would be fun. I'm fine with that.
Right. Because you could pick up like the grapple and stuff and be
Right.
yeah.
The grapple's awesome. Like it's
Yeah.
the additions they made to the normal Halo like game style, rather than it's just like kind of run and gun and throw a nade, with the grapples and other things they've added into it, makes me super excited. And like the sliding and it feels fast like Call of Duty per se, but it's not fast like Call of Duty. Like it's kind of a good middle ground of what Halo and Call of Duty were. They kind of met in the
Yeah.
middle of fast pace, and it plays super well. And I'm super excited.
Yeah. It's
I
smooth and gives you that fast paced feeling, but it's also like not like twitchy fast. Like it's fast but not like
yeah, you don't have
ridiculous.
to be cracked in a gamer chair and
Mm-hmm.
G Fuel to keep up in a ranked playlist.
Right. Right.
So do you guys feel like the graphics were definitely modern for this Halo
Yeah, yeah,
2021 graphics?
You
yeah,
referring to their first trailer where people zoomed in on the brute face?
yeah. Like E3,
Yeah,
what was it,
that's
2 years ago
Where
or
it
what
looked
it
like
was?
polygons, looked like Laura Croft
yeah,
polygons.
looking really really rough.
Yeah, it looked good. I like the customization. Like even though it was a little snippet of the battle pass, like their
Hmm.
color schemes and stuff, and how they're putting that out to you in terms of earning that stuff was kind of cool. Um, yeah, I'm excited about it. It was a good like fresh bleh, breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it felt good. It played good. It looked good. I mean, 10 out of 10 for me. I'm excited.
Hmm.
And to hit on your battle pass thing too, what I think I read is they're going to do something new with their battle pass. So they're going to have, seasons like everybody else does. But say you don't finish season one and season two comes out, I'm pretty sure I read that you can stay in season one to finish and then move on to season two as it goes. And it's going to, so all your, everything that they're releasing to you that can be unlocked through a season is going to be there forever, from what it sounded like.
So you can work through it
Wow.
at your own pace.
Yeah, so you don't have to grind for 60 days to level 100. You can just do it at your own pace, because
Yeah.
not everybody can hop on every night with
Right.
everything they got going on, or even play for an hour a day would be hard
And
for a lot of
we
people.
forget that the multiplayer in itself is going to be free too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's like a huge like little part of it. Little part. It's a huge part of the overall
Hmm.
kind of what they're crafting with Halo. I think is going to be a la CS:GO, where it's gonna this one might stick around for a while, at least the multiplayer, instead of being another release in a couple years. Like they'll release another
Well,
campaign, but not
right. And you look at what like the last Halo, I don't know how competitive worked, if it was still going all the way up until this point, but I mean, I know it was 2 or 3 years at least off of Halo 5.
Yeah,
So I mean, it can work that way, and
yeah,
you almost wish Call of Duty would do it
yeah.
that way. Release a
Halo.
free multiplayer on the same in Warzone, Modern Warfare engine, whatever you want to call it, and keep releasing maps. Let all 3 developers work together,
Yeah,
and let Treyarch do their zombies, let Sledgehammer do their thing, and work on it. And they can all release campaigns every 3 years, but multiplayer could just stay the same, so there's not changing engines every year. And especially for competitive, you look at it from that standpoint. Those pros have to switch from game to game every year, and some are good on the Treyarch engine, and some aren't. And
right. Yeah, I think Halo and Gears of War are two of those that like once that game releases, they stick to it for a while.
yeah,
Obviously, confined to the next generation of game, but
mhm,
they've proven. I mean, multiple esports have proven you can just stay on the same thing and people will watch it. Like it'll be a household
mhm,
name. You just gotta commit to it. And I feel like Call
yeah,
of Duty's gun shy on that because they see the revenue they get from a new release. They're like, well, we got to hit
mhm,
that every time, but they're not hitting
right.
that every time now.
Well, heaven forbid they just release some more stuff for Warzone skins. I'll be all right.
Yeah, God forbid they make $1 billion a day just on Warzone.
Right, right. But I don't know. I'm excited for Halo. It feels good. I never really was a Halo grinder. Like I dabbled in it. I played a lot of SWAT back then. I never really played like the Arena Slayer or whatever, but I'm I'm probably gonna be locked in on it this year. It's gonna be tough to decide if I want to load up Battlefield, Vanguard, or Halo this winter. It's gonna be a fun winter. Feels like it's been a long time since you've had this many options in FPS games that are all good,
It feels
that feel good.
like 2018, and then before that probably be like 2011, 2012 when like everything hit all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's been a while since like we've gotten this
Hmm.
much, like especially FPS that we've gotten this many
Yeah.
a buffet of FPS.
Hmm. And I'm pretty sure the Battlefield beta is this upcoming weekend, like the 6th through the 9th.
It is,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah. So I
How
mean,
do you get access to the beta?
yeah.
I I think pre-ordering, and also I believe that if you're an EA Play member, you get access to it already.
Mm, okay.
Hmm,
So don't
Well,
quote me on that, but I think that's what it is because
I'd
I saw
assume.
it. And
yeah.
I'm an EA Play member for whatever reason, but so I think I should have access to it. I'm hoping.
Gotcha.
If not, I'm gonna drop to 60 because I want to play the beta. I'm super excited for Battlefield too.
Yeah,
So
Yep.
that's okay. Yeah, I'm
That'll be
kind of on that
exciting.
same mindset. I'm interested to see what they do, because said they have a BR coming. I think Battlefield was like the best suited for it, but I also kind of do want to see Halo's like attempt at it because I think they both could do excellent with it.
yeah,
Um, I'm I think even though we just got done playing Halo, I'm a little bit more excited for Battlefield just for the overall like I want to see that scale and cinematic like experience that they always bring to the table.
I I could agree with you. I think the game I am most excited about is Battlefield. Um, just kind of like to touch on like what you said, the scale of it, the gunplay of it, and the squad play of it too is even better. Like being
Yeah.
able to play with your buddies all in different roles and
Mhm.
whatever suits them more, and run around stabbing somebody with a syringe or
And seeing what
using the
they are,
defibrillators or whatever. It's
yeah, cuz
just like, what do they say, the only in Battlefield? That's like their tagline for
yeah,
things. Like that's legit. Like some things you can do is only in Battlefield.
that's true. I'm interested to see their gun system this time around with like changing that stuff on the fly cuz
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean the old system of having like a medic and all that stuff. I mean, it sounds like I don't know if you can change classes, but you can change a lot of your stuff just on the
Mhm.
fly if you need it,
Yeah.
which will be super fun to like play around with.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely excited for it. Um, Probably my number one excited. It kind of concerns me with the getting pushed back and the bad news that's been coming out about the game not being ready and all that. But
I feel like that's
time will
every
tell.
game
We're a month.
now.
We're a month out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they said the same thing about Vanguard, and their beta felt good. I was actually impressed with it. It felt really fun. There's obviously things that can be changed, but
Hmm.
I was done playing that weekend it was out for beta, and was excited about that too, which is crazy. Like there's 3 games
Right.
all in Battlefield and Call of Duty. I think are a week and a half apart.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the weird part where like that's like literally stacked on top of each other. Like you get a
Yeah,
week and then you gotta switch over to the next. Not gotta, but like we're all going to.
yeah.
Which
And
Um,
then
one? Which one comes before the other? Call of Duty.
Vanguard, yeah,
yep.
it's the
Vanguard.
5th, and then I
Oh,
think Battlefield's the 16th or something like that.
okay.
Yeah. It's
When's Halo?
December 5th, 3rd, 8th, something like that.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
exactly like a month after Call of Duty.
Damn.
That'd be
And
interesting.
then,
Wow.
but what's crazy is Halo. So, like on the competitive side too, Halo, 2 weeks after the game drops, their $250,000 tournament in Raleigh
Yep.
or whatever it is.
What?
Like,
Yep.
so yeah, they're
Halo
coming in
League's
hot
coming
for
in.
competitive.
Yeah.
Well,
So it makes you wonder why Call of Duty's so far behind. I mean, we have teams that haven't been announced yet, and
Yeah. Yeah.
the game's out in a month, and we don't know when the first tournament's even going to be or when we're doing
I feel like it.
opening week for the CDL.
Yeah, we just started talking about it at Mazer. I think it'll it'll be again first of the year is when they'll shoot for again. They'll give it kind of that month to get things prepared and start up again. Have their like
Yeah.
quote unquote preseason. Um, but the guys that are doing the Halo stuff are the same guys that were MLG, the
hmm
regular MLG stuff. So knowing that they're behind all of that stuff for Halo, I'm interested to see Halo because I don't think I ever watched Halo competitive. Like
I didn't.
it was never like
same.
popping up or like in my purview. So I'm
hmm
excited to see that. Um, the Call of Duty stuff. This Fly Forward podcast is brought to you by Just CBD. They are our CBD sponsor. Use code Knocked for 15% off all your CBD purchases through justcbdstores.com. The link is in the description below. Thank you. That's a yeah. We can fucking already go into that. That's a whole. It feels like a shit show right now with Call of Duty. Like in a good way. Like there's like so many moving pieces. It feels like that. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting year.
Yeah, roster mania is usually like boom, boom, boom. At least
Mm-hmm.
last like the 2 that I've actually like followed closely enough to see.
Mm-hmm.
And this one's kind of there's been some moves, but nothing that's like been too surprising.
Yeah.
Then you have the Optic Envy merger, which I think is bound to happen, which is
Seem
the most insane thing. It's like,
yeah. Optic Envy.
yeah,
That seems like it's happening. Like without anybody actually officially saying it's happening.
like what did I saw somebody posted that Hex posted his podcast with Big Timer
Mm-hmm.
and Shotzi was in the background.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw. I think.
And then it seems like all the Optic people are doing damage control right now, saying that's this guy or that's this person.
Yep.
Looked like Shotzi to me.
I was.
I don't know,
I was literally watching
but,
that podcast before this, and I was like, oh yeah, huh? That's that image that everyone was talking about.
but I don't know. It just I don't see the benefit of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like announcing it now and doing some off-season stuff would be beneficial for the CDL. Like, the throwback tournaments that Hitch is doing. He's doing, I think, a Black Ops 2
Yeah.
prize match tomorrow with like Scump, Nameless, Methods, a couple other names that I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're playing Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Yeah. They've been doing a couple of those.
Wow.
I've seen that they use the Arlington place for them.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think Call of Duty needs to kind of get it in gear when they're not like front and center. Like it seems like they
Mhm.
need to be doing stuff year round, which for esports in general, there shouldn't. I mean, there's seasons, yeah, but like there really shouldn't be. And
Yeah.
the only thing I can think
Well,
of is like for Envy and Optic, like you also are at the whim of the game coming out to see who maybe wants to play. Like that's
mm,
so maybe that they're tentative on that part.
there's rumor. What is it? Shotzi going back to Halo.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that, and
Yeah, I
then
don't know if you saw the picture he posted yesterday. It was a picture of his screen in his Google search tab. He said, "If you're reading this, I'm going back to Halo."
oh,
Okay, I'm sure it's just a huge troll,
huge
but
troll, but like that's a
maybe
possibility
not
this
for
year.
long, depending on how this year goes. I think he's probably locked in for one more year of Call of Duty to see what Halo does with prize money, and if it's good enough,
Yeah,
hell, why not go back
yeah, that's
or
the
see if
thing.
See if Astro will let you do both.
That would be crazy. That would be really crazy to see a double
Yeah.
roster.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I get giving those guys an off season, like scrimming for 10 hours a day for
Right.
4-5 months out of the year is insane. Like, I couldn't imagine playing, especially coming off of Cold War. I couldn't imagine playing that much Cold War.
I guess not so much like
The
off
game was
season.
okay, but
Best.
man, that's a lot.
Yeah. I
And
guess.
you're like, it's 100% in. It's not like just getting on and screwing around and, we're
Yep.
going to try doing throwing knives across the map. You're locked in playing pros 10
Yep.
hours a day. I couldn't imagine. So I get doing the off season, but at the same time, like, let's schedule some things where you don't have to practice for. You can just come in and do the Black Ops 2 tournament, or you can do a CDL Pro Warzone tournament would be insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let the what is there 12 teams? Let all 12 teams four go at it in a custom lobby and see what happens.
Yep. Yeah, I was about to say like.
Especially with it going back to that engine.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I can't believe they're not doing it because all of them are playing Warzone right now, anyways, to get ready for the game.
Yeah, that's all they play, and that's their big ticket item right now. It wasn't
Yeah.
Cold War. Like you can look at it on the Twitch statistics. Cold War was
Mhm.
like way down at the bottom. It was like maybe 13,000 people watching. Everyone's watching Warzone.
Yep. Yep. And just to get the new eyes on it is like, I mean, some people probably don't know there's professional Call of Duty being played.
Yeah, there's that too.
They have an idea, but some might not know where to go find that or who's in it, or but they see the swags and the professional Warzone streamers and they know that's what that is.
Right. Or they see. I think nowadays we're starting to see like professional athletes like transition over and like
Mhm.
they want to play with those guys. So that's
Right.
giving it a little bit more credibility. But yeah, like the more time you can get out in front of the public, doesn't have to be the next game. You can do. They do some like scripted stuff for Call of Duty, but like I've never watched anything on there. They do like interviews and whatnot or rundowns, but just play a Warzone tournament. They're super easy
Right.
to get going. You could watch all the teams. I guess the other factor is what are the teams for next year, because there's like what, two or three, all the bottom tier teams want to like sell out. I'm pretty sure like
Yeah,
Paris or something.
I'm not 100% sure on the rumors of that. It's from what I've kind of seen is Paris has their people signed. I don't know if they're looking for somebody to invest with them or what. The only one that I'm for sure on is, or think I'm for sure on trying to sell, is Chicago and NRG,
Yeah. Um,
which sounds like it's going to Washington, which
Washington's
would
the
be
one that I know of for sure. Um, that they're looking to buy in. And then now Tim coming over to Complexity, he's like, yeah, if they can get one in, he wants to buy one.
I would say just wait for expansion.
Well, I think that's the
If
thing. Like,
I'm Complexity C9, whatever, wait for expansion.
yeah, I mean there is that, but also if people are selling their slots, like, it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
That you're
that's
already
scary to
selling.
want to jump in.
Yeah, but if you're able to buy that, because that's what I thought with 100 Thieves. I thought they bought that slot for like a lesser price to get in, because their original thought process was like it's too much money to invest. And then the very
Right.
next year they're in.
Mm,
So I was like, oh, they probably got a deal or something. Nope, still the same deal. So I'm like, oh, all
mm.
right. Uh,
Yeah, it's a wild west right now, and that's another thing that hinders the off season stuff. You have teams, you have 1 year contracts for players, and I think there's a new contract that happened last year that's like dependent on what game comes out the next year. So you can sign somebody to like a 6 month more longer period to like a December and say, oh, you're not good at the game. You're off the contract now.
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
swap you out.
Yeah, which is
Very
insane.
disposable. Yeah.
And that right there is why I feel like they should just, here's Call of Duty.
right.
It's on this engine. Here's all your classic maps. We're gonna update it with new maps throughout the year and seasons and whatnot and DLC. We can make our money off of that the same way it used to be, because you remember, oh, I can't play in this playlist with you because I don't have
Mm-hmm.
this DLC right
This
now.
one thing, I don't
I
have it.
didn't spend the
Yep.
$24. I don't have this map. We can't play it. They can do that. I mean, it's not like, and people are gonna buy it.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I feel now just regular pubs and multiplayer Call of Duty is only played by people who actually want to play it. Like you're not just, or they're unlocking weapons and
yeah,
stuff for Warzone.
you're transferring over, just you're playing that just to get stuff in another game
Hmm.
instead of
Yeah,
being able to get it. Yeah, it's they're always gonna make ham over fist money with all their
yeah.
store stuff. I could have swore I saw somebody talking about. I thought it was esports talk. They were talking about uh, somebody selling, but I can't find it now. All I see are Toronto Ultra, Roker, LA Thieves, and Seattle Surge rosters announced. Because I thought the
We know
last thing,
Phase. We know Phase
yeah,
stuck.
Phase is stuck. I could have swore that Paris was looking to sell. I think that was the
There was I think there was rumors, but it's from what I've seen or from what I think I've seen, I think they've kind of got their four. They're just kind of waiting to announce to see what happens with their. I think
gotcha.
everything happens after the Optic Envy, maybe.
Yeah, I could
I
see
think
people
to
waiting for
see
that.
for them to see what happens there, then like, okay, well, here's what we're left with because he's still. I mean, right now, as Scump says it, he's not even signed to a team.
Yeah, which could really just be like there's not a team right now formally because they got to get the paperwork done. Like
Right.
technically at this moment there's not an optic or there's not an envy because they're gonna merge.
Yeah.
So he's being coy, but also like if you
Hmm.
read into it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the CDL can do a lot of great things. I still think it's the best competitive esport right now.
Yeah, yeah. I'd
I
put
could
it.
be wrong. And maybe first person. I don't know about League of Legends and all that. I don't get into it.
I think the only other one that I would put up there right now is Valorant, since it's kind of
Yeah.
killing off CS:GO. But really, with the hype and how much like trash talk and like the animosity and the storylines that Call of
Mm,
Duty creates, it's really the top tier one, and it should be like way. It should feel like an event every weekend. Like I feel like there should be more eyes on it, but time will tell when it finally does blow up even
yeah.
more.
Hmm. I th- I think it'll get there. I don't think it's gonna die out anytime soon. I just it's gonna what's gonna be most interesting is when the big names start to retire and like
Yeah,
Formal did, but like when the Scumps, Clasers, Crim Six
yeah, yeah.
retire, where do those fans of those guys go? Because I mean, it's kind of like a LeBron James thing. You follow him where he goes. You
Right,
know, he's
right.
played for three different teams, but you've been a fan of each one of those teams because you're a LeBron fan. Same way with Scump and Crim
Yep.
Six. Like,
Yeah. I'm.
you know,
That's
Dallas probably lost a ton of fans after Crim's gone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's what threw me off this past week with one of the teams announcing. I think it was Ultra. There was like three people on there that I have no idea who they are. Like obviously the younger talent's finally getting up to those pro levels. Like
Hmm.
we saw it with Shotzi and a couple others, and they're already household names. Before that, when it was the CWL, you saw it with Simp. Like as soon as he
Hmm.
turned 18, he was on that United roster and he fucking won him that championship.
Yeah, fried.
Um, so we're at that weird point where the the legends of the game are starting to exit the game, but we have that new talent coming up that just again, if they had more eyes on it, had more things happening in the off season, we could get to know those players and like start rooting for them.
Yeah, and I think that's why they need to capitalize now. Why
Mm-hmm.
those big names are here, and you can still say,
Totally agree.
"Hey, come be an Optic Dallas fan." You
Yeah,
know, here we got the
come.
youngest MVP and the one of the coming off MVP shots. You know, Illy's a great AR, and then you have the King and then Dashy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many things they could capitalize off of right now. And
Yeah,
I mean, a big part of it is those teams doing their own sort of content like Optic does. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. A
you
lot of
don't
them
see
don't
it.
do it. Like what Optic, Hunter Thieves.
Yeah. And 100 Thieves was late too. I mean, they didn't really start it until like halfway through the season, it felt like. And they're already a household org. Like, they're going to
Right.
have those fans.
Yeah, yeah,
But like for the Rockers and the Paris Legions and the Ultras and the LA Gorillas, like you have to do some sort of content for
yeah.
people to see and get to know your guys because that's when they start to like you and follow you. Because like
I don't think.
you look at the viewership every week and it was like Optic.
Yep. It
Dallas.
always skyrockets when those big names and big teams are playing, but
And that's why they always play last or
yep.
first, because then they know, well, we got you locked in for these, at least this 30-minute to 2-hour time slot of
Yeah.
all 5 of these maps.
It shouldn't it like the gripe is it shouldn't be like that. Like I should be
No.
rooting for these other teams and seeing how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just none of I don't know if it's like the organization or I don't know if it's like the players. Like that's a lot of commitment, but still you got to be doing something. Like you
Yeah.
can't just be sitting on your laurels like, "Oh, I'm a Call of Duty player.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm good."
Right. Yeah. And it builds a brand for those players too for when they do retire. Like Scump's set,
Yeah.
Formal is
Yeah.
set, but like if
I could see
you
Formal
know
coming back
the
though or
I
going
do.
to Halo.
I thought for sure he would be playing Halo, but he's hard stuck on Valorant. I thought he would for
Oh
sure be
boy.
in the beta, but um, I don't know. I just like it seems like Optic did it right for their guys. They all have that huge following
Yep.
because of their content that they've been doing for years.
And then you see the lineage from Nadeshot doing pretty much the same thing. They're doing it
Yep.
right, and these
Yep.
other organizations are kind of, well, yes, obviously they're business savvy and everything. They're not pushing that content out that they should be pushing
Mm,
out.
yeah.
Humble opinion, but
Well, and like 3 of them are owned by like the Minnesota Rocker, I think, or the Vikings ownership, like the same NFL ownership.
LA Gorillas is
Um,
Cronky Sports and all that.
mhm.
LA
And
Rams, somebody, I think Rams.
and then I want to say the Washington ownership is some sort of sports ownership too. I can't remember what team it was, if it was the
Most of them
Washington
are.
football team or if
I'm
it
pretty sure
was
it is.
the
It's like the conglomerate. It's kind of like Kansas City, where it's like the Hunt family.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
Which is very cool. Like, why you should probably be incorporating that stuff to your
Yeah, like
because the Ultra is the only one in Canada, but they have billboards everywhere, and like they go around. I think they're like actually pretty big in Canada. Like they have billboards up in major cities, and
makes sense. I
Yeah.
I would like to see that stuff more. I think we will start seeing it more. I think the telltale sign, weirdly enough, is like Tim and Valkyrie and all these guys signing with YouTube for streaming purposes. They're having billboards out in LA for their stuff at Lo-Fi, or is it SoFi? Lo-Fi.
yep,
SoFi
yep.
Stadium.
So I
So now if you're seeing that for streamers, there's no reason we shouldn't be seeing that for Call of Duty, or like seeing it, the Call of Duty season on Dallas like pop up just for a split second
mm.
intermission, whatever.
Oh God, even the homepage of the game that's out that year should be having, hey, here's our marquee match for the week.
Yep. Yep.
Click here because all these damn consoles and PCs can take you directly to where those matches are being played. So if you click that ad,
Yep.
it takes you to YouTube, and you can subscribe to Call of Duty's channel, and you can click the bell to notify, hey, the match starts at 2 on Friday.
I
I
think
think there's a lot of things they can do to open that up to a lot more eyes. That
yeah, and I think the somewhat of the template should be kind of looking at like Monday night football type stuff. Like you should have
Mhm.
like maybe a series on a week. Like, hey, tonight we're watching Call of Duty because it's like these four teams are playing in a round
Mhm.
robin thing. Like it's not
Yeah.
everybody every time, but like it'd be fun to like
Mhm.
pop in.
Yeah. I think without the pandemic and all the lockdowns and shutdowns, things will get better for them too. Be actually being able to do in-person events, have fans, do the scuff booths, do all that again, rather than just, hey, you're all gonna come here and you're gonna sit here with masks on. Don't get close to the guys. Stay out here. Don't touch us. Don't even look at us. You know.
True.
I think it's just been a rough 2 years, like to start this huge conglomerate CDL,
That's the other
$25 million buy-in.
that's the
And
other
then,
big
oh
thing.
wait, we don't have any way to make money anymore other than pestering you with these damn ads on YouTube
That's true. That's I think I
and
might be
selling
one of
you skins
I might be one of the only
inside of
people.
Warzone. But
Yeah.
so I don't know. I think they'll be better. And like we like that first year when it was the Huntsman.
Mhm.
We were going to Chicago. Like we had talked about it,
Oh
and then
yeah.
it got shut down. And like now, I haven't even thought about going again. Like I
Yeah.
have, but it's not even like a real thing because it's like we
The-
can't get out there.
yeah, you can't
It's
get
not
out
gonna
there
be the
unless
same. Like I would rather just wait until it's like, oh, full capacity again. We're gonna have our booths. We're gonna have these vendors. We're gonna be
Mhm.
able to sell you merch. We're gonna be able to do it all.
I think that time's coming up here soon. I wouldn't be
Hope
surprised if they're
so.
doing it right. Yeah. Um, it would be really cool, I think, to see like a, a like a venue, but like how do I put this? Something like a football stadium type thing. Like if they could do it in Jerry's World, that'd be crazy. Like,
Yeah.
because you could see it on the Jumbotron, all that stuff, and like it'd be a crazy experience for everybody. To fill something
Mhm.
a stadium like that, like a Fortnite World Cup, would be, I think, a good barometer. Like, hey, you could do this, but you guys
Right.
are like sitting back.
Yeah. I just don't know if it's big enough for a Jerry World thing right now.
That's true. Like they don't want the not huge. I guess not a Jerry World, but like a stadium of
Yeah.
some sort.
Right. But like complexity would have to buy in. Like, there's no shot Dallas is letting them do that without
That's true. That's
them
true.
getting that money. It's Jerry Jones.
Complexity's like complexity and like Envy are like in the same plaza. I'm pretty sure for their home offices, and they like overlook Dallas Stadium. Which
Yeah, I don't know where Envy is. I know Complexity's like in Frisco at the Star. Basically, it seemed like.
I think it's Envy, Complexity, and technically Optic are all like in that area. Or
Yeah,
Frisco,
that's
or where's
crazy.
Optic? Yeah, Frisco maybe.
I think Optics in Frisco, but it sounded. I think from what I heard, like Krim say, it was like 40 minutes away from where he is.
Yeah, like
So
outside of it, it's big area.
he drove. Yeah, he drove there when he won champs to flip off the hex quarters.
Yep, yep. As you
Being the
do.
troll that he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
he just got married this week.
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Podcast is also brought to you by Swift Lifestyles. Use code NOCT for 15% off any purchase of Reaction or our personal flavor One Shot Pop. Get it now and the link below. Thank you. Let's see here. I got one other kind of topic, unless you want to pop in, Glock, with any. I know we just kind of like kept going.
No, no, I was absorbing all of it.
Thoughts, comments,
Uh,
concerns on what we were talking about?
no, just taking it all in. Definitely wish I was part of the Halo Alpha flight or beta or however you want to call it, but was out of town. So, um, yeah. What about how were the New World servers? Pretty smooth? Were they?
Yeah, the first day was a little rough. I didn't we didn't really plan like what server and all that stuff to get onto. I didn't even think about it, but because I was just like, oh shit, because I they're limited to 2,000 people per server.
Okay.
Um, they're adding more servers, especially on the East Coast, because a lot of streamers are playing it, obviously, as you do. And the complaint has been there's so many streamers playing this new game that they're getting flooded with stuff, which is making it very easy for them to kind of play because they just kind of get handed things. Granted, that happens in like every game you play. You can watch Warzone, you can watch this, New World. When streamers are playing, they'll ask their chat, obviously, for things like, hey, anybody got this? And then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, you got somebody sending you stuff. Um,
Okay.
Server wise, the Tuesday and Wednesday were the only days that were like long waits. I think
Okay.
Wednesday I had a 1,400 person wait or something.
That's,
Jeez.
that's
Like
wild.
it
Yeah.
started and then it started at 1,400 and then like about 5 minutes went by and it like knocked it down to 500. It was still about I want to say probably a 20-30 minute wait. So I was like, all right, guess I'll
Well,
go do something.
did it drop Wednesday? Is that the day it dropped?
Drop Tuesday,
Or
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it was one of those days I was in CD in the third stream and he was in a queue for 6 hours and like 40 something minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, there
He
was.
went live planning to be able just to hop in with his boys, and then he waited for 6.5 hours just to even get in.
God. I was about to
That's
say
when
at
I
least it wasn't
decided
as bad as
that,
Playcate servers.
yeah,
But
seeing that was like, yeah, there's no shot I'm even going to attempt to play this game this week. Like, I have it, it's
yeah.
downloaded, it's ready to go. But seeing that, I was like, there's no shot. I'm not wasting my night
Yeah.
doing that.
Staying up
Don't
all night
care.
just to be
Yeah,
in the queue.
don't care.
One of Courage's friends got in, then DC'd, and then had to reconnect. He had a 5 hour wait, and he was like, well, guess I'm not playing tonight.
Yeah, nope. Not
Bummer.
worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it at all. I guess while you're streaming to 2,000 people watching you in a 6 hour wait, though, that's fine. You're making money doing it.
Yeah,
Still.
that's true.
But
That's true. It has
for
been
me,
really.
it's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I did think about streaming it, but now it's like, everybody and their grandmother is streaming this right now. I just want to like
Right.
play and relax and kind of explore
Right.
it more. It is really fun to watch. I have been throwing it up. like Courage and Lupo are in the same server, so they've been battling each other because it's all the Destiny people from that Lupo knows, and then it's all of Courage's people like Maven and all them people, all of his hometown friends are playing with him. So it's been interesting to see one, the toxicity that is just ridiculous in any game with people blaming him, but two, like how like combative they are against one another as well as working together for like their wars and stuff, which I don't think we ever were able to do in the beta. I don't think that was a playable thing. The wars are crazy when you take the forts and stuff and retake territory. It's so fun to watch.
Hmm. What did you end up picking your faction? Did you get to that point again, or
Yeah, so I'm already like level 23, 24.
what?
It's flying by though. Like I'm not I'm playing for like maybe 4 hours or some change. As long as you like stack your quests like normal MMO stuff, like you're golden. Like you can knock out a couple things. The main storyline is gives you all that XP. But yeah, uh, back up to where I was in the beta, pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went Marauders again because one, we didn't know which server people were going for because no one communicated, and my fault as well. Um, but on the server that I went on, it was already like one faction, one faction, one faction, and then I
Okay.
think Syndicate had two territories already, and Covenant had one territory. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't really like Covenant, not all that like religious stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just be a Marauder again, have my axe, and go to town.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I plan on playing it, but I've never played like an MMO. Like actually like played an MMO. Like I
Yeah.
dabbled in them.
Like from beginning to end, kind of like storyline related. Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't finish games.
Okay.
So
True.
that's like my pure MO. I buy tons of single player games and I never finish them. Especially like so, it's just like MMOs are definitely not my style, as you can see just by that explanation. But like I was interested in it. I had fun in the beta. We all played together. But like my
Yeah.
beta time was spent like I started here and then I had like a 30-minute run to get to those guys on top of after I'd already leveled to like 10, and then it was like, well, I'm just gonna follow your guys' coattails and you're gonna just hit everything and I'm gonna try to hit them like twice to get my XP off of it and go. So like
Yeah.
what sucks for me is like I started late and here I am gonna start late again. So it's like, yeah, we'll see when I get to it. I'll get to it
It
when I get there.
New World's
Yeah.
one of those. It's not like traditional MMOs. Like, it's very. I find it relaxing. Because it's not like I don't have to learn all these different mechanics all the way through and like learn a new skill. It's literally like three different attacks you get. I don't have to like skill tree it out
Right.
and like figure all that stuff out and have to wait. It's literally just run to this place, go do your thing there,
Mhm.
get back. So it's relaxing in that aspect of it, um, which I don't know if like they want to do that on purpose for like accessibility because obviously a lot of people are playing it right now.
Mm.
It's interesting.
It's yeah, it's definitely accessible to everybody. I mean, you
Hmm.
don't have to have played an MMO to play it. Like I picked it up and figured it out. Like I mean,
Yeah.
the tutorial was pretty straightforward, but it's really all you needed. I mean, like you said, it's a 3-click system, WASD, whatever,
Hmm. Yeah.
for what I remember. But like like I tried to get into WoW, and it was like you have 10 different keys you have to be mashing at once, and you're watching your cooldowns on all 10. It's like,
Hmm.
dude, no, not for me.
Yep.
Nope,
Yep.
nope.
That's why I'm thankful for this one where it's like
It's-
it's making it's like scratching that itch of like playing an MMO, but also at the same time
Mhm.
I'm not like, do I have to look up this guide to do this level to do this thing? Nope. Okay, we're
Yeah,
good.
Yep.
yeah,
It's definitely simplistic for an
Hmm.
MMO.
yeah.
It's definitely if you're new or getting into MMORPGs, it's definitely a good starter.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say. It's a good game.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it looks good. The beta was fun. I just haven't got into it yet, and I haven't really watched any streams either. I probably should, but
I've only been throwing
I've
them
been
on because Courage has been playing way later at night because he's on West Coast, so he's like on at like
Mhm.
7 or something like that, going till about I think like 2 or 3 a.m. our time. I was like, oh
Okay.
god. Um, but yeah, I mean it's just casual. He's playing with the boys and just like not stressing about it. And he's already said a couple times like I don't care about viewership right now. I'm like, you know, his typical range of viewership is like 10,000 or so. Um, and right now it's like at the 2K mark for that. So
Wow.
he's just kind of like, I don't care. Like, I'm playing and having fun.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, if he's having fun, it's definitely more enjoyable to just stream. It doesn't feel like a job or a,
It seems
you
to be
know,
the
Or
consensus for a lot of people too. Like other
yeah.
streamers, like they're enjoying it and it's like stress-free enjoyment.
Yeah.
The only other story I had that I found off the top of my head was the Valorant um, last chance qualifiers. I can't remember where they're at, but they have to fly out to them, and it's single elimination. I think it's in like
Really?
Finland or something. I have to look it up again. But the teams are pissed because it's a last chance qualifier and it's single elimination. So you'd fly out there, you'd play your one match or your set of three, and if you lose, see ya.
no,
Like
no.
that's rough.
That's definitely rough.
I'm trying to find out where they're at. Last chance qualifier.
I haven't paid attention to anything Valorant in a while. I catch it here and there, but I don't remember what. I think I watched a little bit of the stuff that was in Berlin. I don't know that
the
what that
Masters,
tournament
yeah.
was. Yeah, Masters. I watched 100 Thieves play in it, but that's about all I did.
Yeah, that's pretty much the last one that I watched as well. I'll watch like every so often when they have it on, um, but man, I can't find out where it's at though. Damn it. It's very like that's a weird take to do, um,
Oh, yeah.
flying these teams out overseas just to sit
Well,
there and
that's
play one thing.
overseas is crazy, but it's also like Call of Duty champs. Like FaZe had to win
Yep.
three games to win champs. Like
Yeah.
it's just like you start in the losers bracket and you're one game and you could be done. Like it's insane.
I think the
I think they I think they have a lot to improve on in the way champs is run and letting the AM teams get in there and do some runs and at least giving a team two shots in the. I mean, it's champs for God's sakes. Let them play.
right. It should be an all weekend event. Like you should be running games all weekend long. Like it shouldn't be
Yeah.
three. And it
Mhm.
used to be like that. Like CWL,
Right.
like even trying to like follow that team through the bracket, it's like, well, they got to win this game, then this game, then this game, then they might have a chance to play. And it was like, good lord, like you really got to run through and earn your spot. Whereas now I feel like with CDL, Valorant, and just I don't really watch any other esports, but the bracket of things is kind of diminished in a sense. Where I don't know if they're like trying to get through it quicker or they're just trying to like I can't tell what they're trying to do honestly.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And like champs is the only time that I actually watched every team that I could play.
Right. Right.
So I'm sure I'm not the only one doing that.
Yeah.
Because usually it was like if I can catch a game, I will. But like the only one I was like, I'm gonna watch Optic play. That's all I care about.
Which is yeah, a majority of people will do that, but I want to be able to see that upcoming talent like
Right.
those amateurs that are playing like when's the last time you watched an amateur game? Like
Well, yeah, never.
they're never on. Like I can't find them.
You have to like they're AM champs. Like somebody in the community had to like put on their own thing and themselves on their own Twitch. From what I understand, like
Which
they
is
put on showing it all off. So it was kind of chalked.
which is crazy because that first event they did, the first in-person, I want to say it was Roker's event. I specifically remember Legion there, and he played in the amateur bracket, and it was like in a parking garage type thing because there was a big controversy about it. This is like 2 years ago. Um, but like it was there in the facility to do stuff, but they like didn't even talk about it then either. Like,
Yeah.
but prior years when it was the CWL, if there was an amateur team, they'd make a run. Like you could get out of the pool play, and you can get into main stage. and they'd even make it
I
a
mean,
point.
and create storylines for
Mhm.
yourselves, and you know, if that team wins, then there could be relegations and whatnot for actual pro play or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
I think they
relegations
could
in
do
general should be a thing. Like
it right.
if you're sandbagging in any, I mean, this goes across like pretty much all sports for me. If you're sandbagging, like you should be relegated. Like
Hmm.
bring another team that actually wants to do it. Granted, like
Yeah,
NFL and all
or
that
you
stuff
know
can't do it.
those, or at least if an AM team makes it into the X stage of
Hmm.
champs, those 4 players get a spot on a team, you know, next year or whatever,
And that's like their
or that's how you do expansion or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but like the thing is, the AM, there's no, I mean, there's a couple.
There's a couple teams that
Um,
didn't want to buy in fully that are in there.
right. Well, and
Um,
there's like a couple teams that are like academy teams. I know New York
mm,
has one. I think Florida has one, but
yeah,
so it'd be kind of hard on that end. But like there's obviously no money in the AM scene. Like they're just like it's like us texting each other and like, hey, you want to do this tournament this weekend? That's what they're doing. They're
yeah,
switching teams all the time, and
yeah.
so it'd
That's
be hard. But I I think they should actually do an AM league and do something with it too. I mean, they could just do a whole lot and bring more eyes to that and more people into it. And
yeah. I don't think to your earlier point of like COVID fucking a lot of things up. I don't think we can blame that one on COVID. Where like it's just them being negligent. Like we're
yeah,
gonna worry about our main stage people. We're gonna worry about the teams that have paid in 25 million. But like, hey, you new talent, like potential new talent, fight for yourself. Like you guys will figure it
yeah,
out. Like that's ridiculous. It should be
yeah.
well funded on that end too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We want to see what you guys can do, and you know,
Yeah, especially.
hopefully get to that main stage too.
I
Give them the
mean,
same opportunities, or give them an opportunity.
and if the
Even
trend,
be in the.
Yeah.
sorry,
Oh,
if
I'm done. I was just adding on to his point.
oh, I was gonna say if the trend is like we're starting to see those higher stars and legends start retiring, where's your next talent coming up? Like I want to be able to see that. Say like I use Simp because he's like a great example of it, where he was younger and all of a sudden he started dominating. Um,
Mm,
I want to be able to see that guy play and like have that realization of like that kid's gonna be good, and then like you see him later that year signed to a new team, signed to a Face, signed to a 100 Thieves, whatever the case may be. They should be pushing that, but they're just kind of meh about it, which is
yeah,
really weird.
yeah.
I don't know how
I
else.
don't know. We'll see how this year goes. I think this is a big turning point for Call of Duty professionally and just as a brand in general with actual competition this year. I mean, I feel like it's the first time in a long time that they've had one game to combat them releasing with it, and on top of that, they have two, and both of them are predominant
Yeah,
names in the industry. It's not like a new game coming that nobody's ever heard of, like a Splitgate or
yeah,
Rogue Company or something, you know, that they don't really need to worry about. These are their heavy hitters. This is their main competition, and they're both coming this year.
yeah.
So,
This is the year that like if you fall flat on your feet or you take a step back, like you're gonna be just ran over by the other team, the other
right,
competition.
right.
Granted, Battlefield doesn't like have a well, I don't know if they do. I don't think they
I
do.
don't think they do, and there's probably no way they could,
Yeah,
but still, just as a multiplayer standpoint,
yeah. That audience is gonna be playing
because
that for that.
pubs is what drives Call of Duty. Let's be honest.
Yep.
And a Warzone now, but before that, it was strictly pubs.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only competitor I could see, like if Battlefield has that BR type thing, Warzone I think should be worried about it. I mean, Call of Duty in general should be worried, but like there's so many Warzone tournaments like happening all the time anyways. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you should be concerned about that. And I think that Iron Trail,
Iron
whatever
Trials. Yep.
trials, that was a step in the right direction for them. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's in preparation for Battlefield coming or say a Halo, um, slash everyone going from Warzone to Apex already, um, which I don't think we didn't get on all last week or the week before. I don't think. Um,
Say
but
Apex.
yeah, I,
I played Saturday, I think.
I don't think I've played
Yeah. I
in
think I
two
played
weeks.
last Saturday, and that was it. And then Tyler and I got off to play Siege. So
Yeah, yeah. I think Call of Duty.
download Siege, boys. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Let's get a 4-stack going and do it.
We could do it. I think I have it on my
Dude,
I have
PS4.
it too. I have it
it's
too.
hard as hell, and
It
it's
is
the
hard
most
as hell.
frustrating thing I've ever played. But it's so rewarding, and and I was telling Tyler, I was like, dude, it's so much better when you're like actually 2-stacked and you actually can calm with somebody, because
Hmm.
like,
You can actually figure shit out.
yeah. And so now, like, if we 3 or 4 of us, we could. I mean, it's like you can't even go into ranked to like level 50 now. I think it is.
Yep.
So
That's
like we
nice.
would just still be, yeah, we'd still just be chilling in like the pubs, which are still crazy, but
Yeah, they're so fun.
it's fun,
Uh,
man.
Tempting.
It pisses me off, but I love it so much.
I might
do you
have to
do
grab it.
do you do mouse and keyboard or do you do controller when you're doing Rainbow?
I've been trying to do mouse and keyboard, so I spend like an hour when I usually play, just like in the training, using
Okay.
my mouse and keyboard, but I'm actually still playing with my controller, so
Okay.
I feel comfortable. But
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's just there's a lot with the mouse and keyboard on this, so
That's how I felt
Yeah,
with
yeah,
angles and
Warzone
yeah,
and Apex. I was like, all right, we're gonna play mouse and keyboard, and then like I'd play for a little bit. I was like, God, I gotta go back to controller. Like I can't keep up with everything. So slowly edging towards that mouse and keyboard mainstay, but we'll see.
yeah. I'm trying, but I'll probably play controller forever. Like Halo's always gonna be a controller game, like, and Call of Duty. Like I don't think I'll ever switch. But
Yeah, I think there's a lot of the main FPS genre games are definitely geared towards controller.
like Battlefield, that'd probably be an easy one to do mouse and keyboard. There's not a whole lot of crap going on. You don't have
That's true.
plates
You,
and
you,
abilities, and
well,
you
not yet.
have your gun, you zoom in and your grenade, and that's about it. And then whatever your ability, I mean, I guess you do have an ability, but
Hit those 500-meter
repairing
headshots.
or whatever, yeah. So maybe we give that a go. But I don't know.
That would be
Download
fun.
Siege. So I'm gonna tell you guys.
Yeah, I think I will because I Apex had kind of filled that niche for me for a little bit, where I thought Valorant was gonna fill that niche, and then it's just kind of been like, I tried Warzone again. I was like, I don't.
I'm not going back to Warzone until the new map. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't care.
yeah. I tried it, and they had this solo thing, and I was like,
It's still a good game.
yeah,
The cheating stuff's annoying.
yeah,
Call of Duty's Call of Duty.
yeah.
I'm excited for a new map, and if the anti-cheat works, which pray to God it does, or even gets rid of 90% of it, if still 10% leaks through, and you can see it once a month, I'm cool with it, because like you still see it in every game. You see it in Rainbow Six, you see it in
Right, right. Yeah,
Valorant, you see it in everything. So
I
I
could
think
see
if they
that.
just get a little bit of handle on it, we'll be all right. But I won't be touching Warzone until the new map.
Yeah, I think this entire podcast could be wrapped up with Call of Duty needs to get their shit together. That's the title of this one.
And it seems like they are. So
It
I'll
does
give
seem
them.
like the
I will
the
give them the benefit of the doubt. There seems to be striding in the right direction, and Sledgehammer, I feel like, is the weaker of the developers in games. So
mhm.
this year's tough to be in that market. Of actually having competition, but I think they'll be all right. I think they're getting support from Treyarch for zombies and other things, and I'm sure Infinity Ward's supporting with their normal,
And
with their engine. So
they
I
do
think they'll
have
be all right.
a bit of like a not a safety, but kind of a safety net with Warzone. I feel like where
They do.
they can fall back on that a little bit, but also if they play their cards right and they play into that more, I think they will see vastly more happier fans than has been this past year with I mean every week there's another accusation type thing happening.
Right. I I think just the new map's gonna be great.
Hmm.
Anti-cheat's gonna be great, but just from the multiplayer standpoint of pubs and just the standalone game, I can't even think of what to call it, but the core game, not
Yeah,
Warzone,
yeah.
will be great if it's what it is this year. And I think if ranked comes out early for it, that'll be great. You'll have those pros playing ranked. You'll have people trying to get in games with the pros to play ranked.
It would be interesting to see an actual fleshed out rank system for the first time in a Call of
Yeah.
Duty like on
Well,
launch day.
Sledgehammer was the last good ranked. Everybody says it is.
Hmm.
Sledgehammer released the last good ranking system for Call of Duty. It was an ELO system, just like Apex has.
Yep.
So if they do it right, I'll be playing ranked Call of Duty.
Yeah, be
I
fun.
think playing ranked Apex gave me that fun feeling of playing those games again. You actually had something to fight for rather than just
Yeah.
screwing around and trolling, because that's, we take it serious for 10 games and all of a sudden we troll.
Yep.
And you troll for the rest of the night, and then you just get pissed and
Yeah.
rage and
We can't
go
troll no
on
more.
about your day. Right.
Uh,
So I think just having ranked game modes and everything will be good. When Halo comes, I'll be playing ranked Halo.
yeah. I'm excited for those 3 games specifically this year. I mean, obviously the vast majority of gamers are, so it'll be fun to see the kind of pull and directions that everyone goes to in those like Christmas times of like, ooh, what are we gonna play? You got this, you got this, you got this. Be
Yep.
interesting to see.
Yep.
Final thoughts from anybody? Sean, I'm sorry we kind of like spearheaded the whole
Just
thing.
No, I enjoyed
Yeah,
listening.
I feel like I talked way too much, but
Well, I
No,
figured
no.
I was like, if we get Taylor on here, it's gonna be like just boom, we're gonna go.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys kind of full sent it, but it was really good. I definitely enjoyed listening and getting all that information. You know,
Yeah.
any new merch?
Uh,
Did you got it in or?
I haven't got it in. I get it in literally tomorrow, so I'm kind of pissed that I don't have it in yet. But our new merch is available in the link down below, as well as all of our affiliation codes for Just CBD and Swift Lifestyles. It's all 15% off with code Knocked. So if you want to pick up some of that stuff, you can do that. Our merch, if you use code Knocked, you get free shipping on all of your stuff. And other than that, that is the Fly Forward podcast for tonight. We'll be back next Sunday. Well, I guess you won't see this until Monday, so we'll be back next week. Getting into spooky season, so be on the lookout for maybe some spooky gameplays and stuff like that sometime in the month of October. All right? That'll do it.